Let's start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Kazakhstan American Corners and Regional English Language Office Program English Teaching Workshop. As usual, I am Saltanat, American Corner Sultan Coordinator and moderator for today's session. By the way, it will be our last session. Today we will talk about, the last session will be in the term of how we can benefit from MOOCs program. I hope you enjoy. As usual, I will remind about some of the rules. First of all, for stable connection, turn off your microphone. We're not using it. If you have any questions, you can ask them in chat box or at the end of our meeting during Q&A. Don't be shy, be active. The meeting is being recorded. And as today's last session, so if you attend at least 3 out of 5 sessions, you will receive official certificate. By the way, I would like also to thank one more time, to thank all of you for participation, because we had some technical problem last time. Thank you for understanding and joining us today. So that's all from my side. Now I'd like to hand you over to the Virtual English Language Fellow, U.S. Department of State Program, Mr. August Garnsey. Thank you and enjoy.
All right. Thank you, Saltanat. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. Good evening, everyone. Really I'm just thrilled to be here again for another nice session I look forward to with everyone. Also, I want to say happy Independence Day to everybody. The holiday is coming up here soon. We're all hardworking teachers across Kazakhstan, but we do deserve a day off once in a while. So, these holidays are also welcome too. But please, I wish everyone, you, your families, I wish you all the best during this holidays. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, we can go ahead and get started here.
Yep, we can see your screen now.
There we go. All right, go ahead and minimize that. And there we go. All right. So again, as Sultanat was mentioning, this is the last session in this mini English teacher development workshop series. So it's really been a pleasure to present to you these past 4 sessions and then now this one. And just to let everybody know that, I plan to continue my work in Kazakhstan. So please be on the lookout for the next workshop series that will be coming to you next year. So we'll get you more information about that as well. But I look forward to bringing you some new exciting things that you can use specifically for online teaching to make that experience, the learning experience, much better. Okay. So for those of you that have been with us for the past, for the first, second, third, fourth session, welcome back, everyone. Those of you that are new, my name is August Garnsey, and I am with the U.S. Department of State. I'm the Virtual English Language Fellow for Nur-Sultan. So currently I'm the instructor at Gamilov Eurasian National University. I teach undergraduate and graduate courses there in their Foreign Languages Theory and Practice Department. I also, for the U.S. Department of State, work with the English Access Micro Scholarship students. And this is not my first work in Kazakhstan. Prior to this, I was an international English teacher at Nazarbayev Intellectual School's Kazakhstan. All right. Everybody's seen these pictures. But again, I just can't emphasize all the wonderful people that I've met during my time in Kazakhstan over the past few years, from brilliant young learners to great, brilliant minds at the university level, to all the many wonderful, hardworking teachers across Kazakhstan. I really appreciate what you do in Kazakhstan each and every day with the work that you put in as an English language instructor. Okay. So today we're talking about MOOCs. All right. It's funny sounding, but they're awesome. Okay. So how you can benefit from MOOCs will be our focus today. Now, in this session, you will learn to identify what is a massive open online course. So what is a MOOC? You're also going to gain insight into various online learning platforms. You're going to be able to navigate key search features for some of the major platform providers for MOOCs. And then you will be able to recognize specific online courses that are practical for English language teachers in Kazakhstan. And also, as a wonderful bonus too, you'll be able to utilize a web quest activity and explore specific major online learning platforms. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. All right, so moving forward here, and hopefully the image is clear enough for everybody to see, kind of this thing here may summarize about how things have kind of changed. Okay, so you can see here, says, honey, it's been 45 minutes. I don't think he's going to call on you. And underneath the caption says, Melissa misunderstands massive open online courses. Okay, so she's just sitting there with her hand raised, waiting to be called on in a MOOC, which for those of you that do know about MOOCs before I've talked about it, you may already understand kind of the gist or the kind of the joke about that. And then for those of you that are maybe not so familiar with MOOCs, by the end of this session, you should understand that joke. All right. Okay. So that ways, the very first thing that I want to ask everyone here is let's just go ahead and collaboratively see and share our knowledge to see what do you know about MOOCs. Okay, so what I want is for everybody to go ahead and put your responses into the chat. Feel free, please, whatever it is that you know about MOOCs, single words, short phrases, whatever, go ahead and put that into the chat right now. And I'll be taking a look and I'll have Sultanat is also, she can monitor the chat. But again, what do you know about MOOCs? Okay.
Yep. Let's see what our participants know about MOOCs. Online resource for self-study, self-paced online courses, right? Free online courses. Yep. MOOCs are online courses. Yeah, most of the participants think the same.
Yeah. So it looks like, yeah, everybody has that idea about it's online courses. I see some things mentioned about Canvas. I see e-libraries. Okay. But what do you know about MOOCs though? You know, everybody kind of seems to be able to identify what that stands for, MOOC, M-O-O-C, but anything else you guys know about MOOCs? You know, anything else? I see, okay, I see someone also mentioned there, Coursera. Okay, good, someone mentioned Coursera.
Can be downloaded. That's interesting idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, well, it seems that, you know, that definitely all of you definitely know kind of what it stands for, and that's good. So that's a good starting point. And I'm sure that a lot of you also know about some other key points or features about it as well. Okay, so thank you everybody for your responses in the chat. Again, feel free, please, you know, any kind of questions, things that you have, you know, use the chat for our communication platform. Okay, so moving forward here now. Mm-hmm. All right, so I do have a little survey here for everybody, and I would like to be able to go ahead and share that link here. And I would like everybody to go ahead and please complete this survey. Okay, it's a very short survey, but everybody here, I see well over 100 participants today. Please, everyone, go ahead and fill out this little brief survey here about who are we? Okay, and there's a question or so here about MOOCs, and please answer that and be honest with your answer about the question pertaining to your knowledge about MOOCs. Okay.
Yep, dear participants, it's very important to, to join our questionnaires. It's important to be with us. So last time somebody said that they didn't fill the questionnaires from the last sessions because they just listened, but it's important to be with us, to join us. So I will say the same in Russian. Уважаемые участники, важно заполнить данную форму и все формы, которые мы будем отправлять. And in Kazakh, құрметті қатысушылар, егер сіз сертификат алғыңыз келсе, бұл сұрақтарға жауап беру өте маңызды. Ссылканы сіз, яғни сілтемені чаттан көре аласыз. Thank you.
All right. Excellent. So yeah, so the link is in the chat. And Sultanat, can you see the full screen of my presentation again?
Yes, we see your screen, and also we see your link on the chat.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So moving forward again. Okay. So that was, so what we're going to work on here now is I want to basically be able to share some key information here and again about some specific major online learning platforms for MOOCs. Okay, so just give you like a gist. We don't have a lot of time to kind of get into a lot of details about these platforms because I want to focus more on your own exploration and also on some of the key things like specific courses I think that are going to be most practical for English teachers in Kazakhstan at different levels for different types of things. Okay, so just some basics. So that way, for those of you that maybe aren't too familiar with some of the, kind of the key platforms, this should give you a good kind of starting point in your exploration of MOOCs. Okay, so first, trying to get my screen here work. Okay, all right, there we go. So that way, so I did pull up here the information, the link for Coursera. Okay, so some of you mentioned that into the chat about Coursera. And yes, this, in my own words, the way I kind of call this is kind of the, the big daddy. Okay, this is like the big daddy of online learning platforms. Is it the only one? No. It's one of the oldest. It's been around a long time. I think it's been out for over 8 years already. So MOOCs are not something that's brand new. This is not something in reaction to the current pandemic and the environment of online teaching. MOOCs have been around for a long time already. Coursera is one of the largest out there, okay? Another one is FutureLearn. Now, Coursera is an American site, and it was created by some professors in the United States. There's a lot of great institutions from the US in Coursera. Plus, there's a lot of other institutions from around the world in Coursera. Now, FutureLearn maybe is not so well known to everyone like maybe Coursera, but FutureLearn's a terrific site specifically for English language learning and English language teaching. Now, FutureLearn is a UK site, so that was, this site here was kind of the UK's response to the American kind of trend of these massive open online courses taking place. FutureLearn isn't as old as Coursera, but it's a terrific site. Now, in FutureLearn, you're going to find a lot of highly accredited institutions and universities from the UK and around the world in FutureLearn. So there's a little bit more of an emphasis on institutions. So if you're more familiar potentially with like universities that are in the UK, you'll probably recognize a lot of the schools in FutureLearn. Also, for example, there's other organizations such as like British Council that has either developed or partnered to develop some great courses in there, okay? Now, Canvas Networks is another kind of very kind of large, well-known, popular site. Now, I gotta be honest, in my opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but in my opinion, I would just say that, kind of one of the big differences between Canvas and Coursera, I feel that Coursera is a little bit more user-friendly. The interface maybe, there's a little bit more of search tools. It's a little bit more friendlier to browse around and look to find things, especially if you're new to the site. It's a little bit easier for the suggestions and options that Coursera provides to you. Canvas doesn't quite have those kinds of capabilities, but Canvas has absolutely some of the best courses for English language teaching. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm mentioning this, is because of the quality and content that you can find in Canvas Network sites. Okay, now there's another site that I want to mention as well. Open. Now this kind of goes back. So think back a couple sessions ago that I did on American English online resources. Okay, so American English online resources, they used to offer, and you used to be able to access MOOCs through that website. But now this year, the U.S. Department of State has rebranded, created a brand new site, rebranded a lot of programs. They're offering new and improved programs through openenglishprograms.org. Okay, so this is called the Online Professional English Network. So last time we talked about, not last time, but 2 sessions ago, our guest speaker talked about, you know, what used to be known as like the e-teacher program, but now that it is the open global online course. Okay, so you can find stuff like that inside this website, but you can also find out information about MOOCs that are available too through this site. Okay, so it's a growing site with a lot of opportunity. You can find current MOOCs, and you can also find schedules for upcoming MOOCs as well. And we'll explore that a little bit later. Okay, and those are kind of like the 4 main ones that I want us to really focus on in some of our exploration later on throughout this presentation. But there's a couple other sites I just want to mention so you have this information and you're thinking about it. In the bottom lower left-hand corner, I have 2 other links, edX and Udemy. Okay, so these are 2 also really kind of large sites. I mean, to be honest with you, Coursera and edX are probably like the 2 biggest out there. So I mean, so edX is a large one. It's a great site that it was another American site that was created jointly by a couple of America's, some of their highest universities from MIT and also Harvard, I believe. So again, it's a really terrific one. It's huge. It has thousands of courses. And Udemy also is a really nice one as well. Okay, so these are kind of some of the major ones. So if you weren't familiar with sites before, I hope this gives you a good kind of foundation to where you can begin with. Okay, so you're thinking, because if you just Google MOOCs, there's going to be so many like, you know, random institutions or places that are throwing at you MOOCs from, you know, that are being advertised. But these are some of the most highest quality and some of the best selection out there for English language teachers that I think this would be beneficial to teachers in Kazakhstan. Okay. All right. So what I would like to do also is I'm not going to spend a lot of time, maybe just 1 or 2 minutes. I just want to actually just kind of briefly, very briefly, say that, show you some basic navigational tools that I just want to make sure that you know how to search and where to go on certain sites. I'm not going to teach you about the sites, but just show you the search tools here. Okay. So let me go and pull up these sites for each one. So the 4 main ones here, so that was Coursera, FutureLearn, Canvas Networks, and Open. I'll just take a minute or so to show you these. All right. Okay, and Sultanat, can you see the Coursera website?
Yep, that's Coursera.
Excellent, all right. So here's the Coursera website, everybody. Remember, in my opinion, okay, and I'm entitled to my opinion here, I feel that Coursera is probably maybe the most user-friendly. You can look at it, and things are laid out quite nicely with categories, suggestions. Really, I want to just show you here on the upper left corner here, there's the Explore button, and if you just highlight it, you can actually access the key categories and they make it really easy for you to just be able to browse, you know, and just kind of go around, because you may be also interested potentially in just other kinds of courses, maybe things not even related to English language teaching or English language learning. You would mainly just go to, there's language learning, and you can see like learning English specifically, or social sciences, and there you can see education. Okay, so those would be like the 2 kind of key things that you would want to know to find practical content courses that would be appropriate for an English language instructor. Okay. All right. So let me just flip over now to the next site. Okay. Let me move this out of the way here. All right. So FutureLearn. Okay. Here is the next site. It is loading up here. All right. Give it a minute. Make sure everybody's screen catches up here. All right. So this is the FutureLearn site. All right. And already you can see there's some institutions from the UK that are advertised here. Like I said, this actually is a British site, so it features a lot more good institutions and universities from the UK and from Europe. Now, the real thing that you want to focus on here is there's the, on the upper search bar here, there's subjects, and you can just go ahead and click on that one, and it brings a drop down here. And then you can easily see that they have language. Okay, so for English language learning, and then again, for teaching. Okay, this is where you'll find courses for English language teaching right there as well. Plus, also like Coursera in the very top, there's just a general search bar for you to search things. Okay, the next one here is Canvas Network. Okay, give it a moment here to load up. All right, okay. So that way, so here's Canvas Network, a great site, but like I said though, maybe this isn't quite as user-friendly because some of the search tools are not quite developed yet. I'm sure they will be more developed because Canvas is a very popular site, so probably look forward to those changes coming soon to the site. But if you look here, I just want to show you that it's just kind of like one kind of large scrolling page. You can just keep clicking load more and it kind of goes forever. They do got a few categories that you can search, but it's not really quite like practical for maybe what our group would be looking for English language teaching. It's best just to type in keywords like TESOL, maybe, or type in assessment, you know, or 21st century skills, you know, so it'd be best just to, for Canvas to just type in keywords and to search that way, just so everybody know, because there isn't really any other kind of key categories that you can use. Okay, and then the very last one that I want to show you here quickly is the open site here for the US Department of State. Okay, now I have it coming right to the MOOCs because I already kind of queued it up that way. In the very center here on this blue navigational bar, you can see it says MOOCs, and you would just click on that and it takes you to this page. And then that way, the main thing I want to show you is that this here is showing information about current running MOOCs. But if you want like the upcoming ones that are coming up, say like next year, you can click on this little hyperlink right here, and it's going to take you to the schedule for the upcoming MOOCs as well. Okay, so you can get all the access either on this page or click on this link, and it's going to take you to the next ones that are coming up very soon. Okay, all right. So that's what I wanted to share. So again, that was just very brief that I wanted to share about that. Let me just kind of go back to my PowerPoint here. Okay. Okay. I see a lot of things in the chat going on here. Okay. Now I do want to let everyone know. So just like for this previous site, you know, for the previous session, like for the American English in the last one, especially the last session, we'll create a document and we'll send out a document to everyone that's going to contain the links, because there's going to be a lot more links coming up, and I don't want you to be concerned about trying to manage all these links. Okay, so that way a document will be sent out later on at some point here, probably during the holidays. Maybe we'll see when we can get that out to you, but I promise you we'll get you a document that's going to contain all of the links, all of the courses, and everything that I'm going to cover here coming up. Okay. All right. So again, like I said, I just want to just kind of briefly show you some navigational tools. Since we don't have a lot of time, I can't really go any deeper into that exploration. That's going to be on your own and through our task we'll have kind of coming up here very shortly. So what I want to share with you now is something that would be kind of more practical for all of you as English language teachers, in kind of where can you go specifically if you're looking for kind of key courses. Now I got to say here to kind of give some credit. Okay, so that ways at my university currently that I'm partnered with, that I'm teaching at Eurasian National University, probably like about a month and a half ago, I had my students, undergraduate and graduate students, doing a project on MOOCs. And so a lot of these suggestions actually here are going to come from all my brilliant students there at Eurasian National University, and all their hard work and their suggestions that they had for their peers, you know. So, you know, don't just take my word for it. You know, you can trust your fellow peers and and other fellow English language teachers in Kazakhstan for providing some great suggestions. These are good courses. Okay, I have some different categories here to kind of break it down for you to make it a little bit easier here for you to kind of get a better understanding for the types of courses that I'm suggesting here. Okay, all right. So that was on this first page here. Here are some highlighted MOOCs from the Coursera platform. Okay, so these courses specifically come from Coursera. I really just want to give you like a wide, I want to give you a better understanding, to paint a better picture in your mind about the wide range. Because for those of you that may have never taken a MOOC before, maybe have not really explored any of these online learning platforms, just the depth, the width of the courses that are available are just tremendous. And especially in our field, it's not just focus on specific like skills. I mean, it goes deep and it goes wide, and there's many different types of courses. So for instance, in Coursera here, the first one I have here is a course about teaching children with visual impairment. Okay, so there's some very specialized kind of courses for those maybe that are working with children with special needs. Okay, there's other ones specifically maybe that are focusing on grammar specialization. There's certain series. Okay, so like in Coursera, there's a Teach English series, and then there's many courses within that series. Another series that, for me, honestly, I've tried multiple courses in this Teach English Now series on Coursera. It's fantastic. It's a terrific series. I did one not too long ago on technology. Okay, this, you can see here an example of one that's on second language acquisition. Okay, so there's many other ones in the Teach English Now series. There's also ones on curriculum, other ones for like grammar, for like perfect tenses and modals. So whatever is your interest, Coursera, like I said, probably the big daddy of them all, has some of the best and the most. Okay, now the next one here I want to mention, Future Learn. So the next category here is Future Learn. I'm highlighting this because I want to show you that, Future Learn has some very specialized things specifically for like English language teaching and English language learning. I feel that it's not as popular as Coursera, but Future Learn has just some terrific content, great courses. For instance, here's one about assessment. I know so many teachers in Kazakhstan are always concerned about how to make better, more effective assessments for their English language learners. And here's a great course that would do so and give you some better insight into some more innovative practices in regarding assessment. Now, also, I mentioned before about British Council's involvement and role in courses at Future Learn. So for instance, here I show it on my screen. You can see everybody is concerned about IELTS. Okay, I know in Kazakhstan, you guys are concerned about IELTS for many good reasons, whether it's for your learners or it's for your own self in kind of professional mobility, potentially opening new doors and opportunities for yourself in your own success in taking the IELTS course. From the British Council, they have a series on IELTS there at Future Learn. I just highlighted 4 of them. I think there's 6 or 7 courses within their IELTS series, but within the series, you can see here specific courses, whether you want to focus on writing or listening or reading or speaking. Okay, so but again, they got courses for everything for IELTS, and these are some very high quality courses from British Council. And again, I do apologize. I don't think I mentioned this, but MOOCs are free. Okay, so MOOCs are free courses. Okay, I probably should mention that at the beginning. It's one of these things that you kind of just overlook. You kind of take for granted. But these massive open online courses, they're free courses. They're available to anyone with internet. They're very similar to online classes, but they're more loosely structured. They're free to a huge number of people, and they have very highly regarded institutions and professors that design and work on these courses and lead these courses. Okay, so basically they allow for learning on a global scale with global learners. Okay, and Future Learn helps support that. Now, Canvas, again, maybe they don't have as many courses, but they have some of the best courses. And so I'm just highlighting a few kind of the very unique courses that you would only find at Canvas. For instance, like about blended learning, or for I know we have a lot of teachers and professors in higher education here in our session. They have one specifically for contemporary approaches, the university teaching, okay, 21st century teaching, skill development, TESOL programs. Okay, so again, they got some really, really great programs. I really got to emphasize that a lot. Here's some of my suggestions for you to take a look at on Canvas. Okay. And now moving along here, I just have just a couple more categories to show you before we kind of move into our next task. But here's something that I feel that is on everybody's mind right now. How to become a better teacher with online learning, how to improve your online sessions. We're all really concerned with this. I know, I hear from teachers and colleagues across Kazakhstan, and they're concerned for, you want to be better. You don't want just passive learning to be taking place. You want to create a more active learning environment, even with your online lessons, and you're concerned about this, and rightfully you should. So here's some suggestions specifically for teaching English online. Okay, so again, this is just kind of a mixture of the platforms, but these are some of the ones that I pulled. Again, these are like suggestions from some of my students at Eurasian National University. For instance, teaching English online, that one's with Future Learn, or learning to teach online, that one's with Coursera. Okay, there's also other ones available too. There's the Get Interactive series through Coursera. There's one on practical teaching with technology. Okay, Teach English Now. I already mentioned that series just a couple minutes ago. It's one of my favorite series that's available on Coursera. Within the series, they have one about teaching language online. Okay, and they also even have a program specifically for virtual teacher specialization. Again, so many different institutions offer their programs or their courses for improving English language teaching online. Please explore these. And also, if everybody can please mute their microphones. Okay, thank you. If you can mute your microphones. All right. So the last category I wanted to show to you here is something that's very important for all teachers across Kazakhstan. There's more to it than just trying to improve your online lessons, and there's more to it than just certain types of in the classroom type of technique building. Sometimes you need to focus on yourself, and there's other ways that you can develop as a professional, and also important things like avoiding teacher burnout, because I know that this can be an issue in Kazakhstan. Believe me, I've met a lot of great teachers, a lot of great teachers that have suffered from burnout in Kazakhstan. And so there's some great things for well-being as well. So I just made it, and again, a lot of these suggestions come from my great, brilliant students at Eurasian National University. They've made these suggestions because they felt that these were helpful to them. Okay, for instance, the science of well-being, learning how to learn, academic English or writing specialization. I know in general that's kind of a weakness, across Kazakhstan. A lot of English language professionals have good speaking and listening skills, but maybe you don't get a lot of experience or practice when it comes to writing. So here's a great thing for you to work on for your writing development. There's English for career development, as well as other things for business English, and also to be able to speak English and sound more professional. Okay, whether it's online, you're on the phone, in person. And also another great thing that I want to kind of bring some light to is there's a course in Coursera for Build Your Professional e-Portfolio in English. Okay, you all want to be competitive. Last session, we talked about US Department of State exchange programs, and we talked about be proactive, make yourself competitive. Here's a way that you can go ahead and build yourself and kind of improve your marketability on a global scale, okay, through building a more professional e-portfolio in English. So you'll get a lot of great tips here. I highly recommend everyone to check out that course. That's just for everybody's well-being, to help make you more competitive for all these kind of great exchange programs that I mentioned last week. Okay, all right. So that was what I wanted to share in regards to some specific courses that I highlighted. Again, don't worry, we'll send out a document. It's going to have all these links and nice to easy to see categories, just like I'm showing you here on my slides, just to kind of give you a helpful start. Maybe over the holiday break here, coming up the winter break, you're going to have some time off. Going to be a great time to go ahead and enroll in those MOOCs, get started on them. Okay. Yeah. So kind of the last thing that I want to focus on here in our session today. Again, I mean, I wish, we had more time, but we're limited here in 1 hour. But I do want you to take a more active role, okay, in exploration of MOOCs. Now, I can go on and talk more and more about MOOCs, but I want you to be able to kind of explore things. Now, are you ready for a web quest? I gotta say, okay, a lot of you are like, oh no, okay, yes, another web quest. For those of you that were with me, what is that? I believe in my second session, no, my third session, sorry, my third session for American English online resources, I introduced and had you complete and work on a web quest. Well, we're going to do another one here. For those of you that missed maybe the third session and you're wondering what is a web quest, just in addition to great information about MOOCs, I just want you guys, if you're not familiar with a web quest or what it is, here's just some brief things to give you an understanding of it. What is it? Well, according to teachknowledge.com, a web quest is an inquiry-based activity where basically students are given a task and they're provided internet access, we'll say. They have a device, laptop, mobile phone, something like that. And this is a great way to deliver a lesson over the web. The emphasis here is the students are taking a more active role in their learning process. Web quests are discovery tools. You could use in the beginning, maybe to introduce a topic, or you can use in the end, some type of a summative type of tool, okay? But you could use in various stages. It's not really limited. Now, web quests are great for promoting collaboration amongst your students and for increasing, of course, competency with technology. And really, I mean, the gist of it is that you're trying to transform a lesson that would take place online or over the web, from a more passive learning type of environment into a much more active learning environment, which is therefore, we're talking about more stimulation of cognition. Okay, so they're working on developing cognitive skills. Okay. So now that you kind of got the gist of it, for those of you that were new maybe and didn't quite know what a web quest is, I have one here for you. Of course, I have one here for you. And yes, whoa, more talk about MOOCs, but you're going to explore the sites yourself here. So with this little web quest demo that we're going to do together, I'm going to pull up the web quest on my screen. It's a Google form, and we're going to kind of work through each question one at a time. Okay, and I'm going to want you to just go ahead and put your answers to each question into the chat. Okay, so again, we'll just go question by question. Now, I'll provide you the link into the chat after we're done, because I don't know if we're going to really quite finish. I think I have 11 questions. We got about 15 minutes. I'm not sure we'll be able to finish everything in time, but we'll do as much as we can. Okay, but I'll provide you the link so you guys can finish it on your own if we don't finish it here in our session. Now, this web quest is going to focus on Coursera, FutureLearn, Canvas Network, and also the Open site. Okay, those are the 4 sites we're going to use. So you're going to need to pull up those websites, on your mobile device or your laptop, whatever you're using right now to explore. So let me go ahead and pull up the web quest right now. Okay, give me a moment here. Okay. Okay. Give it one more moment here. I'll let everybody's screen kind of catch up here. All right.
August, as a previous time, you need to hide the next question, I mean.
Yeah. We'll do that again here. We're going to go, one at a time question. I'll just show you one at a time here. It's just taking an extra second to load up here. Yeah, it's I guess there's so much rich content. It's taking a little extra time to load up here.
I see the question in the chat, like, can you send the link here? We will send it later.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna, because I really want you guys just to focus on each individual question right now. So you'll get the link shortly after we kind of work through this web quest together. All right. Okay, there we go. So now it has loaded up here a little bit more. We're gonna zoom in here a little bit more. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna zoom in even a little bit more here. We're gonna get even closer. Okay. As Sultanat mentioned, there's a reason why. Okay. So again, the 4 sites, okay, are right here again. Okay, so always Coursera, just go to coursera.org, canvas.net, futurelearn.com, and then for open, it's openenglishprograms.org. Okay, again, you could just Google Coursera, Google Canvas, Google FutureLearn. You can Google Open Professional English Network, and then they'll pop up for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to focus on those sites. All right. Here we go, everyone. Okay. I'll give you another moment here to keep kind of pulling up the sites here. Okay. All right. OMG. She's doing another MOOC. Yes. You want to do as many MOOCs as possible. Don't limit yourself. All right. Okay, so here's going to be the very first question. Let me go ahead. So you can see it here towards the very bottom. All right, right here. Okay, oops. Let me actually switch my view. Let me do this here to make it just a little bit more friendly on you guys here. There we go. Okay. All right, so here's the very first question at the bottom. So you're going to go to the FutureLearn site. Okay, I showed you already about the navigational tools. So you're going to go, so click on, subject, click on teaching. And the question is, what are 2 of the listed teaching topics there? Okay, just any 2. Go ahead, feel free to please put those into the chat here. I'll be taking a look at the chat and pull it up here. So go ahead, everybody, feel free, put your responses into the chat now as you search.
But we don't see what is listed.
Are you guys able to see my screen?
We see the question, we don't see the list.
Okay. Okay, so that wise, if you go to FutureLearn, okay, so go to the FutureLearn site.
I think our participants didn't understand. That's your question. I mean, that's what you need to find, this list of topics. You need to go to the FutureLearn, then go to the site teaching.
Yeah, let me just, I'll just go ahead. I'm going to give you guys the link here then just to, so that way you guys can pull this up here so you can just see it easier.
Actually, I sent it before, but you can copy it again, I think.
Yeah, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and just give the link again here.
And we have again the questions like, could you send this form link, please? August, could I explain in Russian? Maybe somebody didn't understand.
No, it's okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to provide the link to everybody here so that way they can take a look at it here. But again, so please, I want to make sure everybody is engaged into the chat here and provide your answers. Don't just put your answers into the form, but please make sure you put your answers into the chat. Okay, so that way, again, let's go ahead and I put the link into the chat again. So back to question number 1. You're on Future site, okay, FutureLearn. You're going to go to subject, go to teaching, and the question is, what are 2 of the listed teaching topics? Okay.
I see some of the answers.
Okay, great.
Blended teaching, flipped, how to teach online, teaching with technology, language teaching and inclusive teaching.
Okay.
And other answers is the same.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely see some of them here. A few of them, maybe quite you were looking at a different spot, but definitely some of you got it here. So again, language teaching, inclusive teaching, those are a couple of them. Yeah, excellent. There's some of the others. So I mean, you have how to teach online. You also have primary education teaching. You have secondary education teaching, STEM teaching, as well as professional development for teachers. So a lot of different categories there. I just want everybody to see that you can actually search, because I know that we have a lot of, say, for instance, secondary teachers joining us right now. And if you just want to focus potentially on courses for, high school students, okay, so they have a category where you can just search like that for secondary education teaching, okay, or if you're primary, vice versa. Okay, so good. It's a good starting point in Future Learn to explore the content. Okay, great. So let's go ahead now, and I'm going to go to the next question. All right, so let's go ahead and do the second question together, everybody. So otherwise, we're going to go to the Coursera site now. Okay, so go to Coursera, go to the Explore button, Social Sciences, Education category, and the question is, who is the creator and instructors of e-learning ecologies, innovative approaches to teaching and learning for the digital age? So I'm looking at who the creator was. So I'm asking about the institution, and then who are the instructors with that institution. Okay, so go ahead and put your answer into the chat, please. Okay, and don't forget, so what is also the institution? It's important to know about who produces a MOOC. Okay, it's important to know that too as well.
Is it Dr. William Culp and Dr. Mary Kazakhstan?
Yeah, correct. So those that is correct. That are the instructors. What is the institution? So who is the creator of this specific MOOC? Okay, guys. So go ahead and put that into the chat. What is the institution that creates this one? I'm waiting to see if somebody can put into the chat there. There we go. All right. Thank you, Dina. All right, I see Dina got it there first, it looks like. So yes, so the University of Illinois, okay, so they are the creator. So the institution that basically creates the MOOC, and then again, everybody kind of picked out correctly the instructors of it, okay? Dr. Cope and Dr. Kalantzis, okay? I'm so apologize, I'm probably butchering the name there. All right, so let's move to the next one, okay? So the next question here is going to use Canvas Network, okay? So everybody go to the Canvas website, okay? And then that wise, on Canvas, okay, you're going to, on that main kind of page for courses, remember I showed you, they don't really have like a lot of these other kind of categories. It's just kind of like a long, list of courses. So just go ahead and just go and put into the chat, what is a listed MOOC focusing on teaching practices in higher education? Provide the course name and the institution for that again, okay? So what's the MOOC that focuses on teaching practices in higher education? Provide the course name and the institution. Okay.
I think we have a name here. It's Contemporary Approaches to University Teaching, but we need also to know institution too. Please try to figure out the institution. But someone give another answer is establishing academic writing centers and at international higher education institutions.
Yeah. So those are actually both courses. Okay.
Institutions, someone guess that is Iowa State University.
Okay. Yeah. So that way's excellent. Yeah, and Swinburne University of Technology for the other one, the Contemporary Approaches to University Teaching course. So there actually is a specific course that actually is titled Contemporary Approaches to University Teaching. Again, I know that we have quite a few higher education teachers here with us. So again, and you guys, I know last time you guys were asking about opportunities for university teachers. Well, here's some kind of courses specifically for you guys that you can benefit being educators at higher education institutions. Okay, so again, so there's a couple of good ideas for you to begin with for my higher ed teachers. Let's go to the next question here because we're starting to run out of time. Maybe we can do maybe like one, maybe two more questions here. Here's one for open, okay, for the open site. Okay, so you want to go to the open site, click on MOOCs on that blue taskbar that says MOOCs. Okay, so the question here would be, what MOOC is designed for non-native English speakers who are interested in improving their language skills and knowledge of the media at the same time? Okay, so go ahead and put your response to that question into the chat.
Someone is still answering for the second or third questions, but we are answering for the fourth. Please.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so you guys have to search a little bit. Okay.
Yep, I have some answers like bad sound or something, but I can clear here, Mr. August. Maybe you have the problem.
All right. Yeah, I'm starting to see some answers coming through right now. Terrific. Okay, great.
Literacy, English for career development.
Okay. So I'm seeing multiple answers. Specifically, the response to this question here was for the English for media literacy. Terrific course. Yeah, really a great course, a great MOOC, really practical, some great skills in addition to improving your language, just general understanding, really key skills. But again, there are many others there in the open site. So you guys, again, can explore, anything that currently is going on. Plus, there's the upcoming ones, like I mentioned too, as well. So be on the lookout for ones that are going to begin either like, later on in the winter season or maybe next year in springtime. Okay, so take a look at those. Let's see here, maybe just one more question. This is gonna be the last one. Everybody has a link so you can complete it on your own, but here's one more, okay? Here's kind of like a much more, one that demands higher order thinking skills here, okay? So go to Coursera, everyone wants to go to Coursera. Teach English Now series. I mentioned that's one of my favorites, okay? And specifically go to the technology enriched teaching. Okay, so it's Teach English Now, technology enriched teaching. Potentially, maybe you just want to put that into the search bar at the top so you can just directly go to this course. Okay, what is module 2 about? Just give me the gist or some kind of brief summary statement in your own words. Okay, just make sure you guys understand how you can search a syllabus, without joining a class. Okay, let's be able to demonstrate that. So module 2, in your own words, briefly, just what is that one about? Let's see what we get here. Okay.
Is the second model about to make up the TESOL certificate?
Okay, no, I think maybe it's still kind of maybe possibly getting caught up here with the previous question. But no, that's not quite it. We'll give them a little bit of some time here to come up with that. So again, so in Coursera, Teach English Now, Technology Enriched Teaching course. What is module 2 about? Okay. Oh, I'm starting to see here some answers coming through here. Okay. Yeah, okay.
A learning management system or enhancing lesson planning, about approaches to teaching English.
Okay.
Options.
Using technology. Okay, good. So I'm seeing this. So some of you are starting to see. So I think you did correctly find the site for some of you that are a little bit faster in navigating and searching. Yeah, good. I see a lot of good answers in your own words. Basically, the gist of what that module 2 is about. And module 2, for again, one of my recommendations. I don't get any money for recommending this one, but again, it's a really great course. I've done it myself. Teach English Now series. The course specifically here is going to the technology enriched teaching. The second module is about integrating technology into your lesson. So yeah, so how to enhance your lessons, how to use technology more effectively, better, how to integrate it more smoothly. Any of those kinds of answers are correct, but it's about integrating that technology effectively. Really practical course for right now. I really recommend that course to everybody. It's a great one. Again, it's free. Go out there and join. Later on this month, you're going to have some time off from work. Please, everybody, go ahead and sign up for a course. Take advantage. Be proactive. All right. So I think we're going to cut off here with the web quests, okay, because we're running out of kind of time. I just want to make kind of another kind of announcement and kind of a couple other remarks here before we wrap up. Okay, oops, let me go ahead and, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this link up here. I'll get back to this in just a moment, okay. All right, so basically, in conclusion, so again, this was kind of the gist. This was kind of, just kind of getting you warmed up and more familiar with some of the major platforms. I really just want to give you a starting point in your exploration of MOOCs, because there's no one single person on this planet that could cover everything about MOOCs. And everybody has their own specific interests. We have a wide range and background of educators joining us today. We got well over 150 participants here live. Really, basically, just to kind of summarize things, MOOCs are not new, okay? And a lot of us have kind of gone towards, and there's been more attention given to MOOCs with the pandemic and because of COVID and because of the change in the way that we learn and how we deliver our lessons. But honestly, you need to be able to make sure that you reinvent the way that you learn, okay? I mean, we're talking about like your own professional development, being proactive and participating with MOOCs, okay? Nobody's going to tell you to sign up for a MOOC. You need to go there yourself and be proactive and do it. I gave a lot of great suggestions, a good starting point for you. You can take my suggestions and maybe begin there. The main thing is that you want to be prepared for the next huge challenge that's going to be thrown at English language teaching professionals in Kazakhstan. We're all dealing with the best that we can right now with the current environment and situation. Things will probably resume back to normal, hopefully at some point next year. But honestly, guys, I mean, there's always going to be something thrown at us. We're educators and our professional world is extremely dynamic. MOOCs can help you to become better prepared for the future, a free way to improve your skills, okay? All right, everybody. So I'm going to put a link into the chat for my little exit ticket. Please, please, please complete this one. Provide me some feedback. 3 things that you learned, 2 things you found interesting here, maybe 1 big question that you have still going forward, something that I can address in the document with all the links that I'll send out to you. Okay, so please provide me some feedback there. I can improve my sessions for next year going forward. Other than that, again, I'll put the link into the chat here in just a moment. Really thank you everyone for your time, for your commitment to try and improve your professional skills. Those of you that were with me for all 5 sessions, I really greatly appreciate that commitment. Again, I'm the Virtual English Language Fellow here for Nur Sultan with the U.S. Department of State, their English language programs in partnership here with American Corners Kazakhstan. If anybody has any questions, my email is at the bottom of the screen, august.garnsey@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me with any of your questions. Okay, let me go and drop that one into the chat now, like I promised. Okay, and there we go. Okay, all right, so that was that. I went ahead and put it into the chat. So please complete that survey from earlier. Please complete the feedback form as of right now. Really, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate all your time. Sultanat, maybe do you want to mention about anything else too as well?
Yep, thank you. Yeah, some little like official information. Then I will go to the appreciation words. First of all, as we promised, all of you who participate 3 out of 5 sessions will get official certificates, but please give us some time because we need to manage all the things like work with database, then create the certificates, and we will send it for sure during 1 week. So don't worry if you're not getting the certificate during like 5 days. We will, please give us 1 week. That's from about certificates. And yep, we did it 5 sessions. Wow, it was great. You were fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you for your participation. So you was so active, like chatting online, and a lot of questions. Thank you for that too, for your feedbacks. Also, I would like to thank our teacher, our speaker, Mr. August. You were so great. Thank you. I think all of you agree with me, and we give you like loudly applause. Thank you so much. Some of the information, I mean, personally, me, I'm not an educator, but I also get some useful information from all these sessions. Thank you. Yep, I see some comments. We hope to get it not later next Tuesday. Yep, it is not later than Tuesday. Thank you, and please enjoy all other our programs. And like Mr. August said, that in the future, maybe we will have the same sessions too. Always be positive and do self-development, be active. Thank you and goodbye. That's all from my side.
Have a good evening, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much, Mr. August and Saltanat.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.